Good evening and welcome to SFR Division 3 on a Monday night here at 7:30. Usually at 7:30, just a bit delayed. Start of the season, new game, new season, couple new drivers and the same old Scouse commentator. Good evening and welcome to Division 4. I'll be your main commentator tonight. I'll be joined hopefully by SFR Energy Dan eventually. But if not, I'll still be here no matter what throughout. And we're here at Spa, one of the most historical circuits in Formula One. Of course, the race just a couple of days ago, not even a day, it was a day ago, the race was won by Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. Quite, I wouldn't say comfortably, but still a good race overall, as a couple of drivers start making their way out on track. On the classic track, it's gone through many changes in its history, being dropped off the F1 calendar a couple times in its history for Zolder and other tracks as well. It'll be dropped off in 2027 or dropped to a rotational piece on the F1 calendar, which many people weren't very happy about considering its 75-year history with the sport. I believe it was one of the first races in the sport. It was over a 14-kilometre circuit back then, whittled down to 7 kilometres now. Technically an illegal track by about 2-3 metres. However, it is still on the F1 calendar and one of the best races, not one of the best races, one of the best tracks to drive on, as it's rolling hills through the Ardennes Forest, which has seen itself many historical importance in its history. As the Haas readouts up from Division 4 last season is just coming round Pouhon now in towards the mini sort of chicane. It takes a lot of speed through there in qualifying, a little less in the race and very little in the race itself. And we'll see when it comes to the race if it is going to be a wet to dry race, dry to wet race, and that could affect the qualifying order as well, because some people may change setups, and that'll be interesting to see. Readout is going to be the first one to set a new lap, a first lap on the season. Let's ride on board. Let's watch on board with the Haas for his lap here. As he comes in towards the turn 1, La Source, downhill right-hander. You can see a little bit of a bump there, and it's right downhill now towards Eau Rouge Radion. Up the hill, it's really scary to go through, especially blinding GT cars in the wet, and even in any cars in the wet. It's terrifying to go through there. Widened, of course, in 2022 as he rose up there down the Kemmel Straight now into Les Combes. Turn 5 and turn 6, the Haas just coming through slowly, eventually getting the power down. Curbs narrowed a bit in the last couple of years, and down towards Bruxelles, and eventually No Name, turn 7 and 8. No Name or commentary corner now, I believe Jackie X corner is the official name, and down towards Pouhon, turn 9, the left-hander which was flat in the W11. Don't believe it's still flat now, but we'll see if it is, as he'll be coming through into yes, he'll be coming through Campos and Stavelot now, up through curve Porfret. The right-hander, just a slight little kink there, and towards Blanchimont. 17-18 around this historic circuit. Flat out, battery on, just on the exit of it, and deploy used for readout as he comes into the breaking point of the bus stop chicane, which used to be more of a bus stop shape, was reprofiled back in the early 2000s, I believe. 45.0 is the first lap time of the season. I believe Halvor will be next. No, it's his teammate Wakey Joe who goes to P1 in the Red Bull last season in Division 4. Readout and Brass Monkeys back in the Haas and back as teammates this year. As goes to the top, there goes Halvor to the top now, as I presumed it was Ellie 2P3. She is, I believe, returning this season. Billy G, Division 4 champion, straight to the top, showing he might be strong this season so far. Silver Fox with a good lap time as well. John Mobes and Dylan Vince. Dylan Vince in the Ferrari. John Mobes, his former teammate, is not with the league anymore. That was the Vicar, who came P2 last season in Division 4. John Mobes was a very strong qualifier, not as strong on race pace. However, did improve as he went on, did get a win last season and a handful of podiums. I believe P4 in the championship in that division. One of the other Division 4 drivers, Doran, and his now current teammate, Mr. Wiggles, he wasn't in Division 4. However, he'll be coming to the final corner now through the bus stop exit. It's so tough around here, P9 for the Aston Martin. Let's see what his teammate can do just behind. He goes to P5. Strong first lap for him. Keiths and Dom. The two not far back. Dom will be the first one to cross the line out of the two of them. As he rises up a little bit through the bus stop chicane. It's so hard to just get the traction out on the exit. Short shift up a bit. Deploy is used. P5 for Dom. Keiths is going to go into P3. Good lap so far. And Relay Glass and Hicks. Hicks is going to be the one we will ride on board with 16.6 through the middle sector. As we start climbing up, is that a bit of rain or is that just my game having a bit of a whammy? I think it might just be my game having a whammy. But if it's rain, then that will provide a bit of interest into this late braking. A bit wide, and he comes through the second part of the bus stop and gets the DRS wide open in towards turn 1, P14 for the Mercedes. Harry Glasgow P12 on his lap time in the Alpine. Nice little colour on the Alpine. I think it is actually raining. Just having a look on the front of those cars. Yeah, it is raining. There's a bit of water coming through, so this could be the only lap set in the session. John Mobes may actually start off the season with a P2, and we'll see now as he comes into the pits. Anybody on the lap time? Not too sure who. Keiths is on an in lap, and it is, yeah, it's starting to rain. Depends how heavy the rain is, depends how long the rain is. This could be our only laps of the session, which actually matter. Doran in P7 so far after a good end to the season in Division 4. I'll pull up last season's standings as I speak actually. Billy G did take home the championship. He is currently in P4. The Vicar was P2. Doran was P3. Aston Martin taking on the constructors. Don't think I've ever seen Doran outside of the Aston Martin in my 4 years here. Dom 9130 was in the Mercedes in P4. 2 wins on the season, equalled with Doran. Billy G got 3 wins last season as well, which was quite good. And strong, consistent results for him got him the championship, including 3 wins in a row in Austria, Belgium, China earlier in the season. So he clearly does like the Belgian track, and we'll see if he does indeed do well around here today. Hooten Rody is currently on a lap as well. He's just had a nice little tow from his teammate Energy Dan. Has joined the session now. It just depends if he joins the party. I'm just going to send him a quick invite as well. Lewis RFC on his lap, just starting it. Just going to send a quick little invite over to Dan, and he should have that now. As he climbs up the hill, does Lewis. DRS wide open down the Camel Street. You can see a bit of rain just on the front of that V-carb. Good evening, Dan. I'm good, thanks.
Brand new season.
Yeah, brand new season. Of course, you like Spa, I presume.
I absolutely love Spa, mate.
Yeah, judging by last season's podium.
I was at a podium last season.
Yeah, it was Division 3 podium.
Oh, I love it.
I do my research.
A bit of times as well. Looks like the Ferrari boys are doing well up top.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked to see a couple of Division 4 drivers just straight at the top of Division 3. But it is only the first race. We'll see if they keep that up. And rain is falling on the track. I'm not too sure if it'll dry up or it'll get even wetter.
Good stuff. So, how are you finding the new game, mate?
I'm not really touched it. I'm still on a trial. That's the only reason I'm here tonight. I've got a trial.
Yeah, me too.
I think I did total of 5 laps in a practice session, and then just went, nah, not for me. And
I'm going to probably make a couple of guest appearances this season, racing probably halfway through the season.
yeah, I might get the game on a little slide out there for Lewis RFC entering the bus stop.
Yeah, I can't see many people improving on the times with this rain falling now.
No, and he was the last one to set a lap, and he was 3 seconds down, which may be a case of the rain. But yeah, I haven't really touched this game. I'm more focusing on GT cars at the minute, but it'll be interesting to see and follow along this season.
The graphics do look good, though. There's a noticeable change.
Yeah, and the rain is getting heavier. I'm noticing that. I was very confused when I saw a little couple of droplets. Oh, there we go. There's a kick into the barriers. He's
This is qualifying over then.
Yeah, back end kicked out there.
I mean, saying that, there is 7 minutes. I mean, it's not unheard of that it could suddenly dry. You know what it's like with the rain model on the scale. It's like flicking a light switch and suddenly goes wet or suddenly goes dry.
Yeah, it is very tough. And we see a couple retiring now, Elliot and Silver Fox. I don't think they can see much improvement themselves. And could it be worth having a little go on the Inters, maybe see how they feel in case there is a wet race, which of course the drivers will know, but we won't know for a little bit. But will be interesting to see. This looks like a Ferrari might be coming out there. That is one of them. I think that is Dylan Vince, current pole sitter, 7/10 clear of John Mobes. So he's.
No, I think that might be someone at the door there, mate. Div 2 calling.
Division 1 at that pace. 7/10? No. About 7/10 quicker than anything I could do. And he is on the Inters, which is interesting to see.
Nice one to get the spine. The chances are really quite high. But yeah, just with having that ear to the ground, it's pretty much expected that this is probably one of the only tracks on the calendar where you can make a one-stop work, theoretically, properly work. From what I'm hearing, the one-stop on most circuits is ambitious at best. But obviously with it only being 22 laps round here, you could possibly make a one-stop work. So if we're going to see one-stops, it's going to be around here, but again, the tyre wear apparently is quite high on this game, so it'll be interesting to see what people do. I don't think we're going to see any soft mediums if it's dry.
No, it will be medium to hard.
Yeah, it'd be too much asking for the soft mediums. You could just about get away with it on last year's game, but from all accounts, from what I'm hearing, it's just not possible on this game, on this track.
I mean, I'm watching majority of the. I mean, if you look at the corners, a lot of them high load on the left and right, especially Pooh on turn 11, turn 12. Sorry, it's the long 4 apex left-hander, I believe it is. No, not 4 apex, 2 double apex. Sorry. Long load on the right hand side. From my experience on GT, not GT, sorry, ACC, which is GTs, different tyres. Same tracks though, and it is very strenuous on the right hand side Spa, which is interesting to see. I think Monaco as well could be one where you could get away with a one-stop, as that is a one-stop in both in real life and in the game. So it'll be interesting to see when it comes to it.
So watching DJ Vince now go through Ferrari on now. I can't see him sliding that much, to be honest with you. And sector 1, let's see how much he's down by. I reckon a second.
Well, it depends, of course. Yeah, about a second and a half.
Down. Yeah, so yeah, it's massively futile even trying on the intermediates.
Yeah, I was a bit confused when I saw the rain. Saw it on, I think it was Hicks's Mercedes, riding on board, and I was like, "Where's the rain?" Because it was completely sunny, no darkness, and I think that's a change they've made on this game. Is it needs to be less dark, I guess, for the rain spot. You could really tell when it was going to rain by the clouds rolling in and getting really heavy, and even now it's still very bright with the rain coming down a little bit heavier than it was at the start. So it's interesting to see. There's still a bit of sun out as well with the rain.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of realistic because you can get conditions like that. Yeah, I mean, initial assessment from graphics-wise, I think it looks really good.
Definitely a bit of an improvement from last year's game. I'm not complaining at all. It's just I've not really gelled with the handler model, and I would have been racing if I did, and I'm just not really a big fan of recent handler models by Cody's since 2021, really. So it's.
I'm wondering if DJ is just doing this just to get some run on his intermediates, mate. He's going again for another lap.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that an indication it's going to be a wet race, do you think?
Possibly. It could be interesting to see as well if people are going for wetter setups in the session. Of course, it is. You can't really tell with the game. You can't really see the rear wing angles, front wing angles, stuff like that, which you would be. But Spa is usually a lower downforce setup, lower downforce setups track because the straights and not really low speed traction needed. So it's interesting to see. You've got Martin on the track calling for a red flag, as I believe he's. Oh, there we go. That's a car round and into the wall, and that is Dylan Vince. It's going a bit sideways there for the Ferrari. Doesn't want to do that in the race too often.
Is he going to retire now so we get some racing done?
I think it depends to everyone else as well, including his teammate Halvor, Dom, Reed out as well. And speaking of John Mobes, he's just retired, as I say.
Yeah, Mobes up there in P2.
Ferrari's in a bit of a league of their own. Can call it the McLaren so far. Could see hopefully not a dominating performance by either of them, just the nice championship battles.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing to note as well, mate, they did those laps at the start of qualifying before the rain, didn't they? So it might be a case that they managed to get dry laps done, and everyone else started getting damper and damper as they went down the field. And it's just race one as well. You can't always go off pace off the first race of the season.
Yeah, I mean, if we went off that, I think a couple of seasons ago I'd have been put as a title contender with a podium. But we all know how that season ended with me getting a race ban, I think. Not a race ban, sorry, a season ban. Which I think is most seasons to me.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, Bahrain, 22, first race of the 22 game. There was a massive glitch on the safety car and I managed to sneak onto the podium before bottling on the last lap. Which is just classic for me.
That. Right, come on everybody, let's retire so we can get some racing done.
Yeah, 4 seconds to go. There we go. That's it. Dylan Vince on pole. Takes home the first pole position of the season. He'll be leading us away on the formation lap, followed by John Mobes in P2. P3 is going to be Keiths in the Williams, looking to get higher than P3 last season in Division 3. He did finish there, just behind you actually, Dan, who you got P2 last season. It was Probelli who got P1. Anyway, back to Billy G lines up on the second row alongside Keiths with Halvor, Dom, Doran, Wakey Joe and Ellie and Silver Fox rounding off the top 10. Readouts, Orioglass, Mr. Wiggles in P13, may be affected by some of that rain. Hicks in P14. Night Creed, Hoyton in P13 and 14. And just lost a bit on the end there.
Yes, let's see. Oh, it looks dry.
Looks sunny.
Ooh, so we could be on for a decent race here.
Dry to wet, dry, or anything in between that. It'll be interesting to see what people go for. Of course, strategies is a bit out there for both of us. We're not really too sure what it could be, but I think you mentioned one stop, of course, hard to medium or medium to hard.
Yeah, I think if you're going to do the one stop, it'd have to be medium to hard. The hards would be shocking at the start of the race. You just lose too much time. You get swamped. I think by lap 2, you'd have lost 4 or 5 positions, I'd say.
So the Lando Norris start, I guess that would be. So.
Look at you throwing shade.
I can throw shade. I always had a good start. I was always started well. I just didn't finish. That was the only problem. Apart from that one race in Hungary, where I somehow pulled off a one stop with medium to soft. I think it was like 28 laps, something like that. I think I did on the mediums. So,
That's mental.
yeah, swapped onto the softs and got held up by Glock, which yeah, I think it was actually my teammate that held me up. Actually, I think it was MDJ. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see this race though. I think a couple new drivers as well. A lot of drivers up from Division 4. No Division 4 this season, so it's interesting to see where people do shake out.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well, because we've obviously gone back down to 3 divisions. It's going to be a little bit more of a spread in each division. It was quite tight last year for the top 10 in each division. It's going to be a little bit less tight because obviously we've got to spread those drivers out between 3 divisions. So I think we will see quite a time difference between P1 and P20. But we've yet got to see obviously what Div 2 and Div 1 will be like, but I suspect Div 1 will be the tightest field we have. Obviously it'll be spreading out as you come down towards Div 3. That's my quick take on it anyway.
Yeah, I think that could be where it does kind of spread, like you said. I think near the top of Division 3, hopefully it will be a bit tighter. We may see a couple drop down or go up in the first couple rounds of the season. I think it was round 5 we got Mad G drop down from Division 3 last season into Division 4, which was, yeah, it was good to see, and some nice racing from him. I believe is he racing this season?
No, he's not. Him and Vic aren't racing with us this season.
Ah, right. That's a shame. They were always good drivers.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
They will be missed.
Yeah, hopefully a return one day for either of them, but
yeah, most people do return to SFR. You know what it's like.
Yeah. Be interesting to see. Us. Still waiting for a start here.
I know. I hate this bit. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Although the reason we do wait is because SFR implement the no readying up rule, which means an admin or host has got to do the readying up, so it gives people time to choose their tyre pressures, front wings, fuel, strategy, and it's automatic queue ban for anybody that readies up early. So anyone who's not in SFR and you're watching this, that's one of the rules that we implement, and that's to make sure that everyone has time to do their strategies and setups before the race.
One thing I noticed a lot of last season in Division 4 was new drivers that did come in, they did forget that as formation lap does get underway. We'll see the tyres now, if it will be a 2 or 1. It looks like mediums for everyone, bar 3, which is Keith's, Billy G, Dom and Ellie, 4. Billy G always went with the alternate strategy in Division 4 analysis. Keith's, I'm not too sure what he did in Division 3. John Mobes always went with whatever Billy G wasn't doing, and Doran always seemed to follow his teammate, of course, not teammates anymore.
Do you know, one thing I couldn't say about Keith's and Billy G is they don't really have to put pressure on Dylan Vince and Mobes. They can just hang on to the back of them, wait till the DRS activates, then maybe slide past, because obviously you'll probably get about 3 or 4 laps before the mediums start to dwindle in terms of race pace compared to the hards. And then once Dylan Vince and John Mobes are out the way, they've then got clean air. And if they work together, which I don't think they will, because Keith will do that, I think Billy G might end up out in front. They'll have to play this smart. If they play it smart, they'll be on for a good one. But if they all start fighting, then it won't be so much of a clear-cut strategy call. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the first 2-3 laps.
Yeah, could we see maybe a Verstappen technique? Yeah, there's the race strategies just pop up. It possible 3-stop, possible 2-stop. So it's a medium hard is one of them. Yeah, medium hard, or medium. I can't remember what it was, but it was soft, medium, something like that. But I doubt we'll see that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's like doing 6 laps and pitting. It's ridiculous.
Don't even think that. I think it's...
Oh yeah, it's just come up on mine now. Soft, medium. No, that is the most ridiculous strategy I've ever seen in my life.
It could be worth it under safety cars, but track was extended away from the barriers, so you could see less accidents, less safety cars around here as well. Just a couple of cars coming. John Mobes, just perfect there. You want to be angling a bit to the left, of course. If you're on the right hand side, the odd numbers, you want to be angling left just so you can get the apex to turn one.
Yeah, I don't think the pole setter's in a great place on this track. It's kind of like a dangerous position to be in on that side of the track.
And we see now 5 lights in Belgium, and it's green for the SFR season. It's a good start for John Mobes. Possibly no, he's bogged down a bit in the second phase. Dylan Vince with a good start up the inside, goes Keeps into turn 1. Halvor up the inside as well. Billy G in P4 as they all race down, all clean so far. Brass Monkey's down to P18 as well. Just noticed that Halvor right on the back of Billy G heading up the hill. Keeps as well under pressure from the V-Carb as they all make it clean up the top as well.
Oh, John's made a mistake here. He's turned his battery off too early.
And John Mobes is under pressure from Keeps. Up the inside goes the Williams. He's going to get the move done. Followed through by his teammate who goes round the outside of the Ferrari. And the Ferrari's bogged down again. He's got Billy G up his inside possibly now. Who's having a look? Halvor round the outside of that V-Carb. And he's going to just keep flying. Oh, contact
Billy
possibly
G.
there.
Yeah, Billy G just sent it into the corner like an idiot. Not good, but yeah, I think John fell on his own sword there. He turned his battery, he started harvesting way too early on the Kemmel Straight.
I've just seen a car go flying across the track, but it didn't go there eventually. Ellie off the track going round the outside of Doran. But it will be interesting to see as well. Another one to watch out for is the track limit around here. And there's a car on the wall. That was a Alpine going straight on at Campus. Hoyton Rody into Campus has gone off. Dylan Vince retains the lead though, 1.6 seconds at the opening lap. Keeps chasing him on those hards along with his teammate Dom. Both Williams opting for the hards, and it's worked out for Dom big time. He started P5 or P6 and he's already up to P3 off the start. John Mobes has fell a little bit to P4. It goes deep on the braking point into the bus stop though. Billy G looking to capitalise that on into turn 1 La Source. So they head down towards turn 1. It's uphill braking point into a weird right-hander off camber kind of corner, and then straight downhill. Massive amount of toe. It's just flat out for the next 20 seconds of your lap at least. There's a couple of cars looking in the background. That looks like Silver Fox having a look at Ellie in towards Eau Rouge and Radeon. And to the top of the hill, the slipstream is cleared there for Hicks. He's going to go around the outside. He's got the teammate there to help with the toe. Doesn't work. Silver Fox head at the braking point up the inside. Can't seem to get it done. Ellie later on the brakes. Halvor in P6. Billy G still fighting him as well. The two kicks in 6 and 7. Doran past Ellie into P8. And Ellie just trying to defend while those hard to get up to temperature. Hard to get them up to temp in one lap on the formation lap, as John Mobes has looked to fell off a bit of Dom. And Keeps.
He needs to get a move on really. He needs to latch onto the back of these or he's going to be in no man's land really.
And that's Hicks up the inside of Silver Fox through Pouan. It's opened up. Readout's round the outside. Keeps is struggling.
Yeah, he is. He keeps hitting the curb and destabilising. I don't know if it's a setup issue, but every time he touches the curb, he gets a massive amounts of oversteer.
Maybe too stiff on the suspension. Let's see here as he heads towards the bus stop. One of the we kind of really need to hit the curb on the inside and on both corners of the chicane, and we'll see where he brakes. He brakes just a bit past the 100 there, over the curb one.
See there?
Yeah, a little bit. Saw that. Then on the exit, lost of traction a little bit, but he's got his teammates in DRS on the hards. Maybe it is just a tyre issue as well, getting them warmed up. 3 laps in. Which should be interesting. Readouts and Hicks still fighting down into turn 1. It's around the outside for Readouts, who locked up a little bit. Skidded a bit wide, understeer for the Haas, and he's going to be on the back foot for the Kemmel Straight and Eau Rouge and Radeon, and all turn 3, 4, 5 And there we go, that's Doran having a look as well, round the outside of Wakey Joe. Both of them fought in Division 4 last season. Doran getting past. Now with the assistance in towards Lake Com. Wide though for Wakey Joe, having the turbulent wake from the car ahead. There goes Ellie round the outside as well. He's under pressure from Hicks up the inside. The two Mercedes working together up the inside into Bruxelles. And it's a good move there. And through No Name, still fighting, still nose to tail. And
out in front, nearly up 2 seconds now. If he, I imagine this is going to start coming down. End of lap 5, you'll start getting the balance between the mediums and the hards meeting. I actually think that starting on the hards might have been the better choice, you know.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see how it plays out. Only 3 laps in. There goes Billy G looking up the inside of John Mobes. Pair of them just going to drag up the hill. That looks like a gravel trip for Halvor. He's going to be under pressure from Doran now. He's going to be closer than he was before. Billy G up to Max Revs. Slipstream there. Who will be braver on the brakes into the bus stop chicane. He's going to look up the inside. He's going to have to go up the inside. Can't see him to work an angle. John Mobes gets the defensive move done there. We'll have to deal with DRS for the next 2 straight, sorry. As into turn 1, just having to defend. He's putting his car in the right positions as it stands. As they all head down the hill. Slipstream is very powerful. I would not be surprised to see him in P5.
I think he'll lose 2 positions here, mate, to be honest with you.
And we'll see now. Here comes Billy G. DRS open. There's the first. Halvor coming right up to the back of that Ferrari now, and he's going to go up the inside. No, he's going to
just glung on. That was a great defence by Mo.
He's going to go around the outside though. What a move!
Oh, nice.
by the kick. Sauber maybe faking a move, putting John Mobes under a bit of pressure. It looked like he went wide through the first part of Lake Com, and he just did not have the traction.
Yeah. John just needs to stick on the back of these now and build his confidence back up after those overtakes.
Yeah, Division 4 rival Doran behind them. 2 of them fought a lot last season, mostly for poles, I noticed, but a couple podiums here and there for both of them. Doran just trying to close up to the back of that Ferrari. I don't think I can't remember the last time I saw Doran outside of the Aston Martin in SFR.
Yeah, I can't actually.
I think it was him and the Bear back in season 9 when I first joined. And then here comes here comes Hicks overtaking his teammate. Ellie just seems to make it easy and let him through. So there's yellow flags.
Flag.
It's just a Haas.
For Brass Monkeys at the back, I think.
Yeah, Dylan Vince there. It's kind of disproving your belief of maybe the mediums are going a bit off. No, he's just set the fastest lap and extended by about 4 tenths over Keith's that lap. As the first one in is Wakey Joe. Lap 5, entering lap 5. He's into the pits.
2 stop then, I reckon.
So that's he's committed to the 2 stop now. Is the kick Sauber?
Yeah, it's be a long way to take the hards.
Yeah, maybe a medium hard, soft. As Lewis RFC making a couple of moves early in this race. Readout overtaken in towards Eau Rouge. And here comes Mr. Wiggles as well up the inside. He's going to turn to the outside. It's going to be 3 wide there. Contact possibly no. Just managed to thread the needle. And 2 positions in 1 for Mr. Wiggles, and a nice move for the Aston Martin, now looking to close the gap to Nightcreed in P12.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this gap from Dylan Vince and Keith's. It's about a tenth every sector basically. It's now just gone up for 2 seconds. I still think that this will come down in the next 2 laps, mate.
We will see. It'll be interesting to watch when the tyres do cross over. Dom losing time to his teammate, maybe just backing off in case they need to double stack for a safety car.
Yeah, I mean, saying that, Hicks over to Ellie, didn't he? So he's half a second up the road now. So I suppose it comes down to drivers, how drivers perceive the tyres as well.
Yeah, that is true. And John Mobe's under pressure from a couple drivers now. It looks like Doran's just there, just out of DRS range is Hicks, but it is ebbing and flowing. He is getting in and then out. Oh, snap on the exit though. That's not going to help him, and his teammate's going to go right back past him into La Source. Here comes Ellie up the inside. The two Mercedes nearly making contact, and it's a good move from Ellie. And there on the exit again, Hicks, massive snap. And I think just as you said, Hicks was doing well with the tyres, getting past his teammates. He's had 2 snaps within 2 corners, and
Halvor might have Billy G here. No, he's run out of room. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no worries. The 2 Mercedes swap right back from what they did just a couple of corners ago, and this could be an interesting battle to watch. Different strategies, same team, but it would depend if they are in communication with each other as well. I know a couple of drivers might be. I know a couple of drivers won't be as well with their teammates. Halvor doing well though so far, just on the back of Billy G. Medium's still doing well for him so far, heading into Pouhon. And that's where I think majority of the tyre wear will come through. Blanchimont and Pouhon. The fast left-handers, a lot of load onto the right-hand side of the car, and even through here, through Stavelot, it's more on the left side as well, where it is hard. And then Eau Rouge Radial on that entire section, it's just a bit of a tyre killer. Is Spa.
What battery modes do you have available to use in the race? Is it the same as last year?
I think it's the same as last year, yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'd switch it on, but I don't think I'm allowed to. But we'll.
Standard hot lap and overtake, yeah.
I think so, yeah. I think it's harvesting, overtake, hot laps like that, or those lines. Oh, slide out the exit there for Halvor. Managed to keep it, but loses about 2/10 because of it. That's going to affect him trying to get the overtake done.
Yeah, he'll get DRS on Billy G, and Billy G doesn't have DRS on Dom, so Halvor needs to keep doing this. He needs to be a bit closer than what he has been the last 2 laps.
Yeah, Billy G.
I wonder if it's a setup issue with his wings, because he gets close in this first 2 sectors, and in sector 3, or the latter part of sector 2 and beginning of sector 3, he just loses it.
Billy G with a really strong lead come. He's dropped that 2/10 straight away through the first sector. Yes, Martin's just confirmed. Same ERS modes as last year.
Keeps has taken a massive chunk out of Dylan Vince now. I think this is the crossover point. Definitely, it's taken 1.1 second out in 2 laps, so these mediums definitely starting to dwindle and fade.
Yeah, and we'll see now Keith's with the 9/10, just 9/10 back. He's dropped a little bit through the exit though of Stavelot, and through Keith Porfray and Blanchimont now. There you go, and it's Keith's just trying
Halvor's made a massive jump, mate. I don't know whether Billy G had a harvesting issue or he had to harvest, but he's right on his gearbox now, a lot closer than he was on the last lap. So if he can keep this gap to La Source, he should be able to get an overtake done.
a lot later.
It's really cool.
Yeah, he's right on the back. He was out of DRS range. He's gained about 6/10 there off the gap. Into the pits comes Doran, into the pits comes Hicks. So there's the first blink. So that's 15 laps on the hards, possibly for them. And on the exit there, Billy G hitting the gravel. And that's where he's going to lose the time. He's lost 2/10 there straight away. And he's under pressure from Halvor in the Sauber. And that is going to be... that'll be detrimental to his race.
Halvor's got it done, mate.
Yeah, with how the hards are proceeding to go quick and how the mediums aren't as quick. And dropping behind the medium run, it's not what Billy G needed at all, especially when he was quicker than Dom in the last couple of laps. And it's just not worked out for him. Not Billy G. Dylan Vince still just hanging on with Keith's in front as they head through No Name now and towards Pouhon. Now this is going to be the big test. I think this is where a little bit wide there. That's a little bit of a gap drop as well for Dylan Vince. He's probably going to lose the lead this lap. He might have to pit this lap or next. But that means Keith's will have to DRS at a minimum for turn 1 in towards La Source. Because
So
of
I
the
think it
detection
might
point.
be- It looks like Billy G. I'm not sure what the icon is at the bottom of the battery. It looks like a tyre, but his tyre bar is almost full. Does that mean his tyre wear?
No, that's... Let me pull that up real quick. It is... I believe that's how much you can harvest. The little
right, okay.
tyre thing. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's harvesting. Because he's just maxed it out. It says reduced harvesting. So into the pits
yeah,
comes Dom.
that's
On the hard for Dom coming into the pits. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, because medium's probably only going to do 8-9 laps, really.
Less fuel load on them as well, though. That is the thing.
Yeah. I just
Oh,
think
it's a double stack. Both Williams in. Keith's onto the mediums, Dom onto the mediums. And it was a perfectly timed double stack at that for the Williams. Just a perfect gap. No time lost for Dom. He'd just go a bit wide on the exit, though, of the pit lane. Cold tyres with Night Creed behind. And he's both kind of been dropped into a perfect gap. No cars ahead, no cars behind. Apart from Keith's actually got Silver Fox behind him. But no cars ahead, clean air, and a bit of clean air could do nice with less fuel load. Those mediums will last a couple laps longer. That'll be interesting to see if they do. If this does pay off for them, that'll be a massive gamble and it will work out brilliantly for them. Billy G still on the back of Halvor, looking like he's dropping a little bit now as well, off of the back of the Sauber. And he has dropped off. He's dropped off out of DRS. That is interesting. Doran on the hards now. He's doing well. So Martin explaining the little wheel. It's when the max braking harvest has been done, but you can harvest off throttle, I believe it was. Doran having a look now at Hicks and this. Oh, this contact! Doran's in the wall. And that was inevitable a bit. It was a threading of the needle by Hicks. Night Creed wasn't as quick through turn 11, Puon. Wasn't as quick on the exit. Doran goes to the outside. Hicks gets a brilliant run on the pair of them, and he just tries to thread the needle between the two. And Doran's well into the barrier, and front wing damage for him, and he's going to have to make another pit stop 2 laps after making his first. John Mobes and Silver Fox in, as well as Dylan Vince. It's a Ferrari double stack as well. A bit slower for Keiths. He's on the hards. Same for Halvor. So Dom gets past John Mobes. Keiths gets past Dylan. That's the most important thing. He's 2.2 ahead so far. It depends if Dom can close the gap to Dylan Vince as well and act like a bit of a rear gunner for his teammate when those hards eventually do come better in the race.
Interesting, this. It's kind of flipped everyone round, but obviously Billy G and Ellie still need to pit. Now, will Dylan Vince be able to push onto Keiths, and will Keiths' medium tyres last until the end? I don't think they will. I think he's going to have to stop again.
A lot of tyre saving will be needed. And I don't think you can do that really around Spa without losing too much time. There we go. Ellie's been passed by Keiths into Puon. So he's gained a little bit of time to do that. He needs to build as much of a gap quickly. Hope his teammate can pull in a gap on Dylan as well. Looks like he's gained about 8/10 this lap so far. But that'll just be the warm-up phase. It'll be interesting to see on the next lap.
Is Ellie going to make it difficult for Dylan?
It's true. At the minute it looks like she's going to give DRS on the next straight. And Dylan Vince is going to close up to the back of that Mercedes on the hard still. So she's clearly going to go for a one-stop. 12 laps it'll be if she pits this lap. As Billy G does come in this lap now, he's in the lead. But that'll be succeeded by...
Ellie's in.
So Ellie's joined them as well. 9 laps. 10 laps is the maximum on those hards then, with race fuel. Dylan Vince with a purple sector 3. Pulled in a little bit there as well. As Billy G exits the pit, he's going to come out ahead of Hicks, who has got John Mobes not too far behind him as well. And that's a massive undercut for Hicks as well on the mediums. 3 laps on John Mobes, and he's pulled out ahead.
He won't make it into those mediums, mate. And if he does, he'll be very slow in the last 5 laps.
That is true. Martin claims that Keith's has ruined it with the 2-stop. It depends if he is doing the 2-stop.
I think he's going to have to. Those mediums, like I said, those mediums will go to about lap 8, and then you're going to be losing 1.6, 1.9 maybe a lap over the hards that are worn. This is from, obviously not from experience, this is just from what I've heard. I think Keith has thrown it away a little bit there. I certainly would have extended a couple of laps, because I just don't see how these mediums are going to make it to the end competitively.
I mean, they might make it to the end, like you said, though, not competitively, and he's got a 2.1 second gap at the minute. He's going to have to extend that just a little bit over the next couple of laps, just to...
Yeah, I mean, the hards will start coming into their own now, though. It takes them a lap and a half to 2 laps to actually get warmed up to race temperature properly. So they should be about there, probably by the time they get past Radillion. And we should start to see that time come down.
It's already started to come down. Dylan Vince has pulled 3/10, 4/10 already through the last corner there.
He's going to start getting the benefit of the weight from the car in front. He will get a bit of a slipstream effect even from 2 seconds out. So
yeah, well, we'll see now. He's just gained 2/10 straight away on the first kind of section there. He's dropped a little bit through the next bit. There's sector 3 yellows. That's for Wiggles by the looks of it. It is for Wiggles, who's in the gravel. And that's Wakey Joe along with him. And they may have made contact through Blanchimont. Looks like Wakey Joe is going to enter the pit lane. Wiggles has got damage to his front wing. You can see it there. He's got his teammate just behind him. He's going to let him through. Wakey Joe picking up a 10-second as well. And Wiggles into the pits in P15 and 16. It's not where Aston Martin wanted to start their season. Both of them not wanting to start the season like that. And that's another thing that you're going to notice a lot around this track as well, is the track limits. Blanchimont, not Blanchimont, Eau Rouge Radion, that's the first kind of corner. Pouon and Les Combes is where I've noticed really a lot. And Stavelot as well, you can kind of go a bit wide.
Okay, so you've got a warning apiece for Keiths and Dylan Vince, and then Dom is on 3 warnings. I think 1 warning is for something non-corner cut related, so I think he's on 2 corner cut warnings. That's your top 3.
So that's the top 3 there. According to Killian, it's going to be an easy win for Dylan Vincent, and at the minute, with the tyre difference and the lap time difference, it might actually be quite a big one at the minute. The interesting one is Halvor and Dom though as well. That's 4.2 seconds so far. Possibly Keiths and Halvor as well. Billy G is on the back of the Sauber on the mediums.
So Motors in P7 on hards, which I think he's going to overtake maybe 2 or 3 people if they have to pit. It's just whether if the mediums do pit, will they have enough time to then get back past John?
That's true, yeah. Billy G, there we go, into P4 on the mediums. Needs to get that move done, and now he needs to kick on, make a bit of a gap before those mediums die off and the hards come through for Halvor, which we kind of saw at the end of the last stint between those two, where it was the mediums dying off, it was the mediums of Halvor dying off, and the hards of Billy G starting to kick on.
I've just noticed as well, when you're on board with the Mercedes and look back, their rear of their car is so shiny.
Yeah, you can see everything. Just noticed that myself. Ellie isn't really near anyone, neither is Hicks, and he's 4.5 seconds up the road of John Mobes. 2 laps older tyres, 3 laps older tyres. And it'll be interesting. I say it's going to be interesting for everyone, but it will be towards the end of this race. John Mobes will start coming back through on Hicks, possibly on Billy G as well.
Yeah, Dylan's just hovering around that 1 second DRS time.
Yeah, playing with his food, I guess. Just seeing him there, see if he makes a mistake, letting him through. But we'll see now. Maybe Keith's just realised, oh God, I've got a Ferrari in my mirrors. Need to get a move on. Billy G with the fastest lap now, a 45.8. Do we do the fastest lap point? I think we still do, don't we?
No, I think we've abolished it now.
So that's interesting. And what would be interesting is a bit of rain in this race. That'd be really, really interesting with the mediums. As it looks like Dylan Vince is going to just drop into the 1 second mark now, with the slipstream down the Camel straight into Lake Com. And through turn 6 and 7 now. Yeah, he's
and
got.
Just as you say that, I see a grey cloud in the distance.
Oh, Dom picking up a 3 second. 5 laps gone. Brass Monkey's picking up a second 3 second. So the second 3 second of the race, sorry. His first. Dom's first as well. That's one thing that plagued him in Division 4. He was extremely quick on his day. Just could not keep it within the white lines. And that is where he's gonna, it's kind of his first mistake of the race. Lap 14, 8 laps to go. He's got to keep it on the track for a little longer, and he's not gonna drop too far. But I think the problem with Dom was he would last so long in the race, and then as soon as he got one penalty, he'd just drop off and get it.
Yeah, just
another and another.
Cascade down.
And it'd be interesting to see, if he does.
He's definitely on his gearbox now, coming to bus stop.
Dylan Vince. Yeah, that'll be the difference in the tyres, I guess. More grip, more confidence as well.
Oh, actually saying that, he actually lost a bit there.
That might have been the exit. A little bit.
I think it was the exit.
Yeah, dirty air as well. It's not going to help with the traction. There we go, through turn 1. He's gained a little bit, and we'll see it. Probably an overtake towards Lake Com. Depends how quick he gets the overtake done. And into turn 1, as John Mobes gets the move done on Hicks, as Hicks enters the pits, actually, sorry. So that's a 2 stop for him. 7 laps he's going to have to do on those mediums. As there we go, Dylan Vince in towards Lake Com. Takes the lead back off Keefs. And the Ferrari leads from the Williams 2 and 3 so far. And it's 7 laps to go. Can Keefs hang on till the next DRS point? But I doubt he will, as he's just going to try and hang on as well. One thing I like about Spa is there's different lines for every corner. I saw that there, with Keefs taking a bit of a tighter line compared to Dylan Vince through the long right of Poussots.
Yeah, it is interesting that now.
And it's, that's...
There's another track like that. Texas is like that.
There's quite a few tracks. I mean, I've noticed a lot. Imola, I think that's one as well. Anywhere with hairpins, I think I've noticed, like long
France
kind
as
of
well,
hairpins.
but unfortunately we don't have that on the game anymore.
I hated France. Terrible track.
Great track. It was a great track.
Horrible for GTs, horrible for F1. Never liked it on any game.
I thought it was really good. Yeah. Better than some of the actual pish tracks we get.
Vegas is a good track. I enjoy racing Vegas.
Do you know what? Surprisingly, it is. But I mean,
there we go. Keith said
anything's better than Miami.
Miami's actually thrown up a good race this year. That's
Keith's in the pit.
A surprise. Yeah, Keith's in. Again. Dom's in as well, and then Billy G's going to take over P3. Halvor, P2.
It just shows you how bad the tyre wear is. They only had 6 laps to go, and they're opting to get in the pits and put a fresh pair of boots on. So, yeah, that's an indication that tyre wear is pretty rough on this game.
Yeah, so John Moe's P4. Ellie is going to come out just ahead of Keith's, possibly on the exit. No, she's going to come out behind him, but she will be ahead of Dom, and that's overtaken for Dom, overtaken for Keith's to do, and he's got 8 seconds, over 10 seconds to pull in on Halvor and get the move done. Who is actually looking right on the back of Billy G there through Lake Com, and he's not going to get it done with the DRS assistance.
I mean, I think Keeps will get Mobes. He's only 1.4 up the road with fresh boots on, so I think, yeah, Keeps will get 1 back definitely. But then he's got a big gap to Halvor.
And a penalty as well.
I mean, that was a full half a car on the gravel there. He was lucky not to even catch a crab and spin.
I don't think in real life they do penalise if you're in the gravel. If you've gone in the gravel, they don't penalise it.
What I'm trying to say is he was a lot in the gravel.
Yeah, which it's interesting to see that they do penalise it in the game, but it's, I guess if you gain a little bit of time, it can be penalised. But he's right on the back of Mobes. That was a massive gain through Campus. and Stavelot. And it's going to come right towards Blanchimont. He might actually have the move done well before the bus stop chicane. He's going to have it done in the bus stopper though.
Well, I mean, if I was John, I'd let him go and just get the DRS to pull him along.
That's illegal.
No point fighting this.
That's in the rules.
Get DRS.
As there we go into the breaking point, Keith's is going to actually sit behind. Bit of a bump up the back there, maybe saying, go on, let me go. And there we go into La Source. He's going to get it well before the corner. Well before the start line even, and Keith's just got P4 right back, and he's got a big gap to go. 6 laps for him, and it's an 8-second gap. So he's going to pull up over a second, over 2 seconds a lap with the penalty as well. He's going to have to pull up. As Ellie's into the pits, she's into P9 now. She might actually drop behind Readouts, who's also into the pits actually. And everyone's just going in for their second stop now. It depends if Dylan Vince can hold on, I think, is the big question. Same for Halvor, and definitely for Billy G. How far can he hang on to those mediums? I think it was 9 laps for Keith's. Was it 9 or was it 6? Something like that.
6, I think.
Well, he's reaching that point now. And Keith's has already pulled in about a second through the first part of the lap. So he's flying.
Yeah, I mean, you will do on fresh mediums. You're going to get at least 4 laps of, is it right way to say it, negative delta? Yeah, where you keep on taking time out. And that's going to take us well towards the last lap. So, yeah, I mean, good call. But I do say he'd have been better doing the one stop. He wouldn't have had to contend with this massive gap.
But I guess it makes it more exciting for us, and gives us a bit of a gives us something to advertise as well for the social media. As there we go, Billy G's into the pits now, so it's even less overtaking for Keith's to do. That's again 6-7 laps done.
Is Billy G going to go on softs, do you think?
He should do 4 laps, 5 laps. I think even the mediums, he might still got.
Softs.
There we go, softs.
Yeah.
I was going to say the mediums still might die in the next 4 laps. The softs.
Well, I think the softs might die after 3 laps, but we'll see.
Not even. Well, we'll see now. He's going to come out just ahead of Hicks, who has a little bit of a slide on the exit on those hards. He did start on the mediums, did Hicks? I actually do remember that. So he did medium, and he's done the hard for the last about 7 laps it'll be, come the end of the race, 8 laps for him. And I guess it's interesting to see if Dylan Vince does hold on. He's got a 16-second gap, plus a 3-second time penalty on top for Keith's. Can he hang it on the track? Can he keep it out the wall? Billy G picking up a 3-second straight away out the pit lane. It's not what he wants us to do at all. And there we go, 4.4 is the gap currently through Pouon for Keith's and Halvor. Went straight away down 3/10. And there's yellow flags in sector 3. It's a Haas again. But no safety car yet. I think next lap is the last lap we can have a safety car without it messing up completely. So it's interesting to see now.
Brass Monkey's in the pits. I can't put some soft on maybe.
Yeah, but we'll see now. There we go. 3.7 is the gap. We'll see at the start of the lap. So Halvor's just crossed the line. Well, about to cross the line now. That's through the final corner. That's about 2/10 he's gained straight away. 3/10. Now the next lap, 3.4 starts the lap. 4 laps to go. Can he pull it back in? He's got a Haas in his way as well for a bit of DRS help if he needs it. But I doubt he will. Just looking up and down, there's not much battling going on. Maybe Lewis and Nightcreed for P13. And then that's about it for battling on the track.
Yeah, still only 1 warning for Dylan and still only 1 warning for Halvor.
That's an interesting one there. I've just realised I've messed my camera settings up when I've used the trial in the past. I've messed around with camera, so my TV pod offset is a bit broken, but I'll have that reset for next time if there is. Hopefully next time.
So yeah, Billy G and Dom pushing on the back of John Moores, but they have got penalties to contend with. 2.5 laps remaining.
As well, they've got...
Sorry, 3.5.
Yeah, they've still got to overtake as well. Not really... Yeah. Got to overtake and then pull the gap out, which... Catching is one thing, overtaking's another.
Well, I'm just on board with Billy G now. I'm just trying to look at how well his tyres are looking after a lap and a half. And although he's putting in some good times, they don't look as stable as I thought they would do.
So maybe they're already dead. Maybe it could be worth going mediums in qualifying for Spa for Division 2 and Division 1. So we'll see if that does actually come through, because softs, yeah, just not really doing much for Billy G here.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing saying that they're going off. I'm just saying it's not looking as planted as I expect it would do, with almost zero fuel in the car and fresh softs like.
Oh, he actually set the fastest lap of the race as well, and pulled in 4/10 straight away on the start of lap 20. There's John Mopes now going to get overtaken by Dom into Lakecom again. DRS is wide open for the Williams. And he's going to have it done well before the braking point, and move is done. P4 for Dom at the minute, but has got to pull out 3 seconds. John Mopes just tried to come back at him in the braking point. Didn't seem to have an angle round the outside though.
I mean, I reckon John Mopes' tyres are screaming right now.
I think it's just nursing them to the end. It's the same for Dylan Vince as well. He's going to have to nurse his. Halvor's going to have to nurse and defend from Keith's. Night Creed with a penalty in P13. That's going to help Lewis up to P13 as well. Keith's starting to pull into DRS. 4 laps on the tyres, so he'll end up with about 7 laps, which should be dead by the end of that. Knowing how, yeah,
Billy G's actually losing time on the back of Mobes now.
I've noticed that actually. He's
actually dropping dramatically, like 10th every couple of sectors, not sectors, mini sectors. So it looks like soft as a race tyre is a massive no-no.
And like I said, I think it's just a qualifying tyre, 1 lap and then you're done.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way from... Well, it's coming back down now, that might have been just a harvesting issue.
I think maybe if it's a late race safety car, strap them on and then you're sound, but that, I think anything more than 3 laps, no chance. As Keith's is going to have the move done, lap 21. 2 laps to go. He's going to have a look actually. He's not going to have the move done. Thought he would have. Good defensive deployment for Halvor. And it's going to...
Yeah, the Keith's is pretty much depleted though, that's the problem.
Yeah, defensive deployment used for both of them. Offensive deployment for Keith's, defensive for Halvor, and that's... Yeah, used... Yeah, let's see now. It'll be... Another lap to go. He's going to have to pull out 3 seconds as well. We'll just hope he gets a pen.
This is the thing though, if you were Keith's, knowing that you're not going to be able to make up 3 seconds on him, would you just sit behind and play it safe rather than risking an overtake? What would you do? Well, actually, that's a stupid question. I know what you'd do.
End up in the wall. That's what I'd do. No. I'd go for the overtake and then just kind of hope he gets a penalty. I think that's what is going through his mind as well. I think that's... Yeah. You don't sit behind a car, especially if there's still a chance at a higher position. I think if you...
I don't know, because if it was me, I actually genuinely think I'd just sit behind it. First race of the season, you've got good points. I think that it's more often than not I'd just sit behind and get the points I'm in, rather than risking it.
I mean, for me, I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't go for like stupid moves. But I'd kind of try and force him into a mistake, see if he does go a bit wide or pick up a penalty himself. As Keith gets a better exit there.
Saying this, he's going to have an easy overtake now on the last lap. He'll be doing this down the Kellogg straight.
Yeah, he's going to have to pull out 3 seconds though in the remaining 18, not even 18 corners. So there we go. He's going to have it done well before the DRS, not even the DRS point. He's going to have the DRS point there, and he's going to have the move done.
Alba's got more battery though.
So Halvor's just going to come back at him in the breaking point. Keeps goes a little wide, gets the move done around the outside. Halvor still fighting up the inside there, possibly. No, we're not going to risk it. I think if I'm Halvor now, I'm just sitting behind. I would not, if I'm Halvor, I sit behind. If I'm Keiths, I'm pushing as hard as I can to try and pull out 3 seconds. Looks like he's already pulled out a second. So he's got another 3 to go. Yeah, I guess can hope as well Halvor maybe picks up a pen. It's in towards campus now. It's going to be Dylan Vince though as he enters the final sector. Now through Stavlo he goes. I think ever since he took the lead back from Keiths on those hards that he's still on, he's not really looked anywhere different. He's dominated it. He's dropped 3 seconds to Keith in the final. A little bit there, but doesn't matter. Keiths just didn't have an answer for him. And Dylan Vince coming through the bust off chicane now is going to be Division 3's still with Division 3's first winner of the season, as Dylan Vince crosses the line and takes the win in Belgium. It'll be Keiths crossing the line in P2, but it'll be Halvor on the second step of the podium. Keiths will get a podium though. Dom is going to claim P4. John Moves P5, fending off Billy G. And Hicks is going to come home in P7 there, as there's a Aston Martin doing a bit of donuts there nearly. Save them for Abu Dhabi, I guess. I've got Hicks there in P7. Silver Fox and Ellie to the line, going to go just across the line together. But Silver Fox did have a penalty and finishes behind Ellie because of that. And Aria Glass in P10. Doran will come home in P11. P12 for Redoubt, and Nightbreed and Lewis in P13 and 14 will be the last of the finishers. So, what are your thoughts on the race, Dan? Who's your driver of the day?
I think it was good. Dylan Vince, definitely.
I've got to say, I'm not too sure what I'm going to say. I have a look now who I could go for. I think possibly
Halvor did make up 3 positions to get P2. Hiccup 7 positions as well. Do you know what? I'm going to go Halvor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Halvor myself. He defended well against Keiths for a couple of laps and got the move, got the position in the end because of that defending. So Halvor's driver of the day. I think overall good race though, good start to the season, and an interesting one next round. Which is next round actually? What's the calendar look like? I haven't really looked at it. I haven't had an opportunity to look at it. Yeah, there we go. Dylan Vince on top for the opening race. And we'll take the lead of the championship. And that will be your championship order, of course, with all that. So, race winner is Dylan Vince. Fastest lap did go to Billy G. Most overtakes by Hicks. Driver of the day goes to Hicks according to the game. And the cleanest driver was Doran. Australia next round. It's possibly another wet one as well. Dylan Vince wins, followed by Halvor and Keiths on the podium. Dom having a Williams 3 and 4 there. John Moes P5, Billy G in P6, Hicks P7, Ellie in P8, Silver Fox in P9, Aria Glass coming home in P10, Doran P11, Redoubt, Nightcreed and Lewis RFC in P12, 13, 14. Wiggles is the last of the finishers. Wakey Joe and Hoyton Rody are the 2 DNFs on the race. Thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing you again tomorrow. I think Jamie tomorrow should be there for Division 2 and Division 1. I think he is. I'm not too sure if he is, but if he is, that'll be some good commentary at Spa. Again, maybe a wet race, maybe a dry race like this one. But anyway, until now, just go and check out all the social media we have, of course, YouTube. I don't know if they were starting the TikTok back up, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. And until next week in Australia, that will be it from me. Bye.
See you later.